I invite you to join me on a quest that begins in May at the 2018 Oklahoma Annual Conference. Jesus sent the first disciples on a quest to teach and baptize people in all the world, as we read in Matthew 28:19. And the annual conference theme of Quest reaffirms that purpose for each of us today. During the conference, we will seek ways to best equip each church for the quest of disciple making in the coming year. To be most effective with our 3 days together, I want to speak about some key changes, including the consent calendar. For the first time, annual conference will begin on a Tuesday morning with registration at 7 o'clock in the morning at Oklahoma City University. That will give delegates more time with their families on Memorial Day. On that Tuesday morning, as we set out on our quest, we will share a celebration and communion service in a powerful opening setting at Oklahoma City University's Freedy Center. On Tuesday evening, again at the Freedy Center, I will address our priorities in Oklahoma as we worship and pray together. On Wednesday at OCU, we will open with a teaching time by guest speaker Junius Dotson, a visionary leader in church revitalization and the denomination's General Secretary of Discipleship Ministries. He is well known for introducing the United Methodist See All the People movement. We will then disperse into breakout groups to receive practical and spiritual resources each delegate can take back to the local church and community. On Wednesday evening, we will gather at St. Luke's United Methodist Church to send out newly commissioned and ordained Oklahoma clergy. This has always been a special time together as they seek the ministry quest that is set before them. On Thursday, back at OCU, we will conclude our time together with the business of the conference. To successfully implement this shorter yet significant conference, we will use a consent calendar. To some of you, this may be a new term. Let me explain it briefly. A consent calendar expedites meetings by grouping items as approved by general consent. That frees time for matters that need more attention and action. The United Methodist General Conference regularly uses one. Last year, the Oklahoma Annual Conference delegates approved our use of a consent calendar. You can find that action on page 343 of our 2017 journal. For our 2018 Annual Conference, the consent calendar will consist of all the ministry reports, but sorted into categories A and B and published in the pre-conference workbook. The reports in Consent Calendar A shall be considered adopted by general consent. Consent Calendar B will have the reports that will be highlighted on the floor of the annual conference and that require action at that time, such as resolutions. In consultation with agencies and ministry leaders, a consent calendar committee will assign the reports to category A or B prior to their publication in the pre-conference workbook. The members of that committee are the annual conference secretary, standing rules chairperson, director of connectional ministries, and conference lay leader. This process includes an option to remove an individual item from Consent Calendar A. To do this, a written request signed by 20 lay or clergy members of the annual conference must be presented to the annual conference secretary prior to the first business session. It is the responsibility of the person who wants an item removed from Consent Calendar A to secure the required signatures. If an item is lifted from Consent Calendar A, it shall be placed on the agenda at an appropriate time to be heard as a report on the floor of the conference. The consent calendar will not only streamline our time together in the conference, but also further us in our quest for new ways to report to you our shared ministry successes and engage us all in visioning. It is the desire of my heart as your bishop to train you, equip you, and send you, all of you, to best use your gifts on the quest to which Jesus calls each disciple. I look forward to this journey with you and pray God blesses each person and each church on our quest together.